Good morning, everyone. This is Statistics and Probability subject. We are now in Module 16. It's all about the t-distribution. Here are the learning objectives. At the end of the learning episode, you are expected to, number 1, identify the percentile using the t-table, and number 2, illustrate the t-distribution. Before we proceed to the main lesson, let us have a pretest. Determine whether the statement is true or false. Number 1, the t-distribution is symmetric and bell-shaped like the normal distribution. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. Number 2, the degree of freedom will always be df is equal to n minus 1 or 1 less the sample size. True or false? The correct answer is true. Number 3, all confidence levels have the same confidence coefficient. True or false? The correct answer is false. And number 4, if the confidence level is 90%, then alpha is equal to 0.01. Is it true or false? The answer is false. Number 5, the t-table is used when the sample size is small, which n is greater than 30 and the population standard deviation sigma is unknown. True or false? The correct answer is false. At this moment, let us have our recap. What does central limit theorem mean? The central limit theorem states that if random samples of size n are drawn from population, then as n becomes larger, the sampling distribution of the means approaches the normal distribution, regardless of the shape of the population distribution. I have here real-life examples of symmetric and bell-shaped images. First, we have the bell. We have also yellow bell flowers. And third, we have the Mount Mayon volcano. These are just few examples of images that sketches the graph of t-distribution. Let us now have the lesson proper. What is t-distribution? In probability and statistics, students' t-distribution, or simply the t-distribution, is any member of a family of continuous probability distributions that arises when estimating the mean of a normally distributed population in situation where the sample size is small and the population standard deviation is unknown. It was developed in 1908 by William Seeley Gosset under the pseudonym Student. The t-distribution is symmetric and bell-shaped like the normal distribution, but has a heavier tails, meaning that it is more prone to producing values that fall far from its mean. This can be used to construct a confidence interval for the true mean. The t-distribution incorporates the fact that for smaller sample sizes, the distribution will be spread out using degree of freedom. Normally, you use t-table when the sample size is small, which n is less than 30 and the population standard deviation sigma is unknown. What is a degree of freedom? Degree of freedom are defined as the number of values or observation in the data that are free to vary when estimating the statistical parameters. The degree of freedom helps us to achieve desired confidence level. For confidence intervals, the degree of freedom will always be df is equal to n minus 1, or 1 less the sample size. The smaller the df, the flatter the shape of the distribution and has a greater area under the tails. Let's have an example. Sample number 1. Which of the following sample sizes can be used the t-distribution? A, n is equal to 6, B, n is equal to 21, C, n is equal to 35, and D, n is equal to 50. The answer, A and B only. Why? The t-distribution can be used if the sample size is small, which n is less than 30, and the population standard deviation sigma is unknown. Example number 2. Find the degree of freedom of n is equal to 4 and n is equal to 7. Answers. If n is equal to 4, then df is equal to 3. While if n is equal to 7, then df is equal to 6. Why? The degree of freedom will always be df is equal to n minus 1 or 1 less the sample size. Let us graph this example number 2. Let us compare the graph. How does it look like? Now, as you can see in our graphical representation, we have 3 curves. The black has a degree of freedom of infinity, while the blue graph or curve has a degree of freedom of 6. For the red curve has a degree of freedom of 3. What does it implies? It means increasing the degree of freedom will decreases the critical t values and get closer to 0 to keep the same area under the curve. Here is example number 3. Use the table. Find the confidence coefficient. Given n is equal to 12 and 95% confidence. Look for confidence coefficient. Here's how to use the t-table. Here is the t-table. We have 5 columns. The first column corresponds to the sample size n. The second column for the degree of freedom. And for our confidence coefficient, 90%, 95, and 99% respectively. For n is equal to 12 and df is equal to 11 in 95% confidence, first we have to look at the column of n, which is 12, and the column of 95%. Therefore, our value is 2.201. And that is the confidence coefficient is equal to positive and negative 2.201. See at the table. Let us illustrate the graph. How does it look like? In our graphical representation, the blue curve represents the z-distribution, while the violet is the t-distribution, where n is equal to 12. Here is the negative 2.201 and the positive 2.201 of the 95% confidence. Let us summarize our discussion. What is the shape of the t-distribution? The t-distribution is similar to a normal distribution which is symmetrical and bell-shaped. When do we use the t-table? The t-table is used when the sample size is small, which n is less than 30, and the population standard deviation sigma is unknown. What is the formula for the degree of freedom? For the confidence interval, the degree of freedom will always be df is equal to n minus 1 or 1 less the sample size. In our lesson, it shows that t-distribution is symmetrical and bell-shaped. Indeed, that God is amazing to create many things in these images and pleasing to our eyes. There are so many things that can be thankful despite this unusual situation. The degree of freedom that we sometimes ask will approach a new normal situation in this pandemic time. Look at these numbers. Our confirmed cases is now 47,873. The deaths are 1,309. while the recoveries is 12,386 as of July 7. Based from the report of DOH, the numbers of positive cases of COVID-19 are continuously increasing, as well as the number of deaths and recoveries. Do you think it will go down and make a symmetrical and bell-shaped graph? Why do you think so? I will leave you this activity. Let us do a quick exercise. Activity number 1, determine the sample size that used the t-distribution. Activity number 2, give the degree of freedom of the following. Activity number 3, using the t-table, identify the missing value of each of the following. And activity number 4, find the degree of freedom of n is equal to 6 and n is equal to 21, and illustrate the graph. For the last part, we have the pause test. This is a multiple choice problem. Write the correct answer on the space provided before each number. Goodbye, class. See you in the next video lesson. God bless and keep on learning. Thank you.